Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Ready from Ready's Rise. I'm back here at Dimmitt Automotive Group, Dimmitt McLaren in sunny Pinellas Park, Florida, because guess what? We have a 2020 McLaren 600 LT Spider. Let's talk a little bit about McLaren history. So McLaren, such an iconic brand, it goes all the way back to the founder and the creator of McLaren cars, Bruce McLaren, a race car driver, an engineer, a man that really just excelled in so many different things when it came to the automotive industry. Unfortunately, Bruce lost his life at Goodwood in a racing incident, but you know what? His name still holds true. And what's wonderful is that McLaren Cars has been able to take all their magic from over the years, from racing in Can-Am racing to Formula One and sports car racing. Remember, to this day, McLaren is the most recent winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in a GT style car. That was the 1995 24 Hours of Le Mans. They won it with that legendary McLaren F1 supercar, that 3-seat supercar. This 600 LT is going to take that magic from that McLaren F1, the P1, the P1 GTR, and all the other great legends that came before it. And you know what? Now we get to have it without a top. So this being a Spider has that folding hardtop that's going to let you have an open air experience, plus get the sound, plus get the mind-blowing performance. So let's go ahead and dive into this 2020 McLaren 600 LT. Right off the bat, the LT has a lot of special additional pieces. First of all, LT, if you ever wondered what that stood for, it stands for long tail. At the front end of the business, you can see the extra body work, more functional. It's going to produce tons of downforce. So it's like God himself taking his hand and pushing down the downforce. All these extras, splitters and die planes, all the way across the front is meant to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter, but also give you that downforce in the front. What that does is it's going to increase the grip behind that steering wheel for you to enjoy on the street or on the track. I love the McLaren logo, simple to the point with that boomerang shape, and that's something that's iconic with the brand. If you follow the headlights, you look at the different designs, it's all that boomerang shape integrated into the actual design of the car. But everything at the front end of this car is nothing but the business. And really the 600 LT is the 570 on steroids. This thing is a track weapon, and in that Spider form, you can enjoy that track with the wind blowing in your hair. As we come around the corner, you'll notice some very special things going on. First of all, let's focus on this part right here. We have this carbon fiber, beautiful, exposed on the fender. That's gonna help with aerodynamics. Plus, it looks just downright sexy. Wheels, perfectly set up. It's a 19-inch wheel. I love the bright silver. You know, they were gonna option this with dark wheels. I think it would have just got muddled. I love the design. You can see the aerodynamic work that happens in the inner fender. Everything is precise and to the point. Those rotors, full pizza size, right from Papa John's. They're actually off of the 720S. Massive rotors, massive calipers, and the suspension bits also off of Big Brother, the 720S. This car, the 600 LT, remember what LT stands for? Long tail, is actually 1.89 inches longer than the 570. Just a little bit of info there for you. As we go down the side of the car, one of my favorite things is how McLaren just takes that form and function and blends it all together. I love the way it channels the air down into the radiators back here. Wonderful side sill that's gonna give extra downforce. And then you can see where the top is gonna fold. Very simplistic. It's gonna fold into that back area. This tonneau cover comes back down, but just really awesome. I mean, even here you can see how we're talking about there's nothing behind there. It's all about aerodynamic flow, and this purple pops like a diamond in this Florida sun. Now, this car, being a more track-ready car, is about 200 pounds lighter than a 570 Spider. One of the things that helps cut weight is check out the exhaust. So this is a mid-engine car, mid-engine V8, twin turbocharged. Underneath that cover is the engine. We have this top-mounted exhaust, trimmed down obviously, because now we have the exhaust outlets coming out the back. All of this is heat-treated material. Heat-treated material on the rear wing, and around the openings, because I'm telling you, at night, this thing spits flames about 2 feet long right out the back. And that's the exhaust, titanium as it comes. You're saving 60 pounds just in the exhaust, because remember, there'd be a lot more tubing to make it come out the back. Having it up top is going to help cut down the weight because it's shorter lengths of piping. As we drop down, love the rear treatment. This is special to the 600 LT. You can see the rear fascia, all the aerodynamic aid that's going on. Remember the boomerang shape I was telling you about? LED taillights. Look at that mesh venting here. All that heat coming off of that massive V8. I really, really love the rear diffuser. This diffuser is like right off of a McLaren P1. I mean, this thing is nothing but the business, gonna help suck the car down. Because remember, when it comes to aerodynamics, it's not just about downforce on the rear wing and that front splitter area, but also suctioning the car down by channeling air underneath the car. This wing, totally awesome. It tilts, it goes up and down depending on the speed. It has that treatment on it. It even has the third brake light smartly integrated underneath that portion of the wing. But from front to back, this thing is nothing but a thing of beauty. But why don't we go ahead and talk about the engine? All right, guys, time to look at the engine. That's one place where I'm gonna have to zonk it. Guess what? This doesn't actually have a hinged engine compartment. This, you have to actually have service remove the engine cover, then you could get access to the engine. But I wanted to allow Tom a chance to show off some of his camera work and camera skills while we talk about the engine. So underneath that engine cover, remember, this is a mid-engine, engine's between the front wheels and the rear wheels, 3.8 liter V8 twin turbocharged. So you're looking at 592 horsepower, 457 pound-feet of torque. Tom is gonna try to take a sneak peek through that slot in the rear bumper cover to show you the transaxle. So this has that 7-speed DCT transmission. Engine is right in front of it. This car weighs around 3,150 pounds. 0 to 60 around 2.9 seconds. 0 to 106.1 seconds. Quarter mile in a mind-altering 10.6 seconds with a top speed of 201 miles an hour. What's interesting is that you're still gonna get pretty good MPGs. 15 in the city, 22 in the highway. Like I said earlier, this car is over 200 pounds lighter than the 570 version. A lot of that has to do with the extra carbon fiber and bodywork, and of course, like that exhaust that we talked about. But why don't we go ahead, fire this beast up, and hear what a McLaren 600 LT sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 McLaren 600 LT Spider. This thing is just downright sick. Unbelievable. When it comes to not only the performance, but also fit and finish and materials, this one is a McLaren MSO, so that is made special to order with all the top quality level of fitment. So looking at the door panels, I love on McLaren's how the door panel has that nice open style to it. Really gives the car a distinctive attitude and look. The Alcantara, the yellow contrast stitching really pops on that door panel. And I don't know if Tom could show you the massive hydraulic strut to hold that door up. It makes it very easy to open and close the door with that assistance. Coming to the dash, I love the way everything is pushed far forward. You got the yellow contrast stitching, Alcantara just poured everywhere. Beautiful carbon fiber around the infotainment system. What I love about McLaren's is simplicity. Look at how nicely done, how elegant this infotainment system is. You got your navigation, you have all your creature comforts you could want, but it's done in such a way where it's very simplistic. 2 cup holders down here. You can see the 600 LT badge. All of these are made in England, just like they've always been. Amazing car. You have some switch gear here. This is where you could go through your different modes. You got your start stop button. You can turn off your electronic stability control. You could activate that exhaust, make it active, make it louder, quieter, launch control, push button transmission. Remember, this has that 7-speed DCT for the windows and for the top. We put the top down, carbon fiber everywhere, even a usable center console, armrest and compartment in there. What's interesting is that the cup holders actually have felt lining inside of them. So your beverages are going to be nuzzled perfectly in Alcantara seats. I really think that McLaren is doing some of the best seats. Not only are they race-inspired seats, but also they're comfortable. They really hold on to your body well without squeezing you. They have 2 separate memory settings. You can see that this one has been optioned with the yellow seat belts. It's got the yellow embroidery and the stitching. Nicely done on the seat. Leather with the Alcantara mixture. And I really love the clear that's put over the carbon fiber. Remember, this whole tub of this car is carbon fiber. Carbon fiber, stronger than steel, but very, very light. What race cars, Formula One cars have been made out of for years. Why don't you come on over to the business end and I'll show you behind the wheel of this McLaren 600 LT Spider. All right, guys, business end, behind the wheel of this McLaren 600 LT Spider. If you're wondering, well, Joe, I want to park one of these in my garage. I want to be able to drive around one of these. What's the MSRP? MSRP on this one, MSO with all the goodies, you're looking at $309,000. Come let me show you the business end though, because I'm telling you, it's nothing but magic. I love what McLaren does with their steering wheels. Alcantara, flat bottom, no controls on the steering wheel. Beautiful carbon fiber, massive carbon fiber paddles is going to help you go up and down that 7-speed gearbox. That dash is nothing but the business. You got a tachometer across the top. You got your speedometer in the center there. All your instrumentation nicely put up, a gear indicator. And then of course, you know, depending on what you're doing, you could actually change it up. So you can see I went into different modes, which will actually change up the whole dash for you. I personally like a 600 LT Longtail more than the 720, believe it or not. Especially with the Trofeo, those Pirelli Trofeo tires, super sticky tire. This thing is gonna handle like nothing but the business. All right, guys, what I wanna do is I wanna show you the top going back into place. It's really effortless. You just push the button on the center console. You get a little bit of a chime, windows drop a little bit, and then the magic happens. It's actually surprisingly on the quicker side, especially for that type of material of roof. But 1, 2, 3, you get a little bit of a chime. Now we're ready to rock and roll. All right, guys, it's been an amazing day here at Dimmitt McLaren. I'm in love with this 600 LT Spider. I'm sure many of you also are fully in love with this, but I definitely got to give a huge thank you and a shout out to William and Matt and everybody here at Dimmitt McLaren. They have a selection of these cars that are mind-blowing, and from time to time you're going to see a McLaren Senna here, and they just recently sold a McLaren P1. But if these are the types of cars that you like to see on Rady's Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you here on Rady's Rise, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rise merch. We have the all-new Zonk shirt. A lot of you have asked for that. It's been added to the Spreadshirt store, so definitely check that out. Gotta give it up to Tom. You know what? He's working the camera. It was really hard for him because he's basically just drooling all over himself because of this McLaren. We're gonna go get him some protein shakes, get him working out, get him bigger than ever. So thank you, Tom, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.